You're about to go on your first international trip. Well, it might not be your first international trip, but you still get the same butterflies in your stomach every time you think about the journey from your home country to your final destination. Before leaving, there's so many things that you need to figure out. Not only do you need to know how to pack properly, you need to know your way around the airport, and you need to know some of the questions that the immigration officers might ask you. And let me tell you, this could take up a lot of your valuable time. Let me save you some time. In this series, we will go through every step of the process, from departure to arrival at your final destination and all the way back home. And I'll share some cool tips with you along the way. But first things first, getting ready for your trip begins in your home country. You might be traveling for different purposes, whether it's to see some galleries, maybe visit some theme parks, maybe to go shopping, or hey, maybe you want to do it all. No matter what the purpose of your trip is, it's important to remember that airlines have baggage allowance policies. That's going to be something that you want to consider while you're packing, because even if shopping isn't the main purpose of your trip, you're going to buy some souvenirs along the way, and you need to save some room for those. Here's the thing. In most international trips, you'll be allowed 2 checked bags weighing 23 kilos or 50 pounds each. 23 kilos or 50 pounds each. If you bring 1 bag weighing 25 kilos, you will be charged an excess baggage fee, and I promise you it can be very expensive. For every country that you visit, it is important to remember that there will be prohibited and restricted items. A useful tip is to always Google the name of the country you're visiting and the keywords restricted and customs. Here's a piece of advice. If you're coming to the US, it's best not to bring any fruits or vegetables. And you might think, but it's just an apple. And I just have it because I'm hungry. I totally understand that. But just an apple can land you in a specific inspection. So it's best just to not bring any. Now let's talk about alcoholic beverages. Remember, you can bring alcohol into the US, like a bottle of wine for your friend, but the US does have some restrictions which limits the amount of bottles of wine you can bring into your friend. Also, the US does have prohibited alcoholic beverages, like absinthe. Those items are illegal and cannot be brought into the country. Just leave it at home. Did you know that the medication that you use for your health condition could be prohibited or restricted in the US? Play it safe and always use this tip. 1. Make sure when you're traveling abroad, you keep your medication in your personal bag, preferably the original container. And 2, make sure that you always have a doctor's prescription written in English as well. Let's talk about money. The first thing you should do is check the sum you're allowed to take with you when you're traveling overseas. This way, you don't have any issues when departing. Now, when entering into the US, there is no cash limit to how much you can bring, unless you exceed $10,000, which you might have to declare. Lastly, it's important to make sure that your credit card company knows that you're traveling abroad. That way, as you're making purchases, nothing is getting declined and you can enjoy your vacation. It looks like we're all set and we're ready to go to the airport.